All right, guys, are you ready to go into our first AMA after the official GRP update? It's gonna be fun. Let's go ahead and jump right in and see what we have here. You guys sent a huge amount of questions. I had to go through these and sort through which ones would actually be the best as far as for the time frame that we have available, and so that wasn't like an hour long AMA. So what I'm going to do is I broke it into like two categories. I did like a long AMA and a short AMA. So this is going to be the short one. Um, so for now, I'm going to go through the questions that I have set up for this AMA, and we can start from there, and then I'll have another AMA that you guys can delve in deeper for all those people who like to come in with a fine tooth comb and really get to know things. Okay, so the first question, and this is probably the most important question for most people, is there a time frame for the launch dates and what exchanges? Okay, so we can't tell you what exchanges. I know you want to know, but we can't say it's going to be this exchange, it's going to be this exchange, it's going to be this exchange. There's a reason for that. That is because it goes against the terms and conditions of the exchange itself. Um, so we can't go. I can't go through and give you the exact names before we get that announcement out through them. That's something that we have to do through that exchange. So what I can tell you, because a lot of these questions have to do with, I'm in the U.S., I'm in the U.K. We have a really hard time finding exchanges that will actually accept us. I'm the same position, being in the U.S. and the U.K. a lot, and in South Africa a lot. There's not that many exchanges. I mean, in South Africa there are, but for U.S. citizens, there's just not. So I totally get it. And one of the things we're focusing on are exchanges that, I mean, because the biggest markets are the U.S. and the U.K. So, I mean, obviously Asia is a big market as a whole, but those are two of the biggest. So we're going to be focusing on exchanges that are, focused towards those two geographical areas. So just know that. As far as dates go, we are on track. We're well, we're really trying for this month. It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight if we make it, but we're trying for this month. If not this month, I could bet a lot on next month, but we're trying really hard for this month. As far as funding, which this is another question I'm sure that's down the line, um, and definitely an important one. We've got a really good source of funding that is with a person or not or a organization that is interested in buying some of our technology that we own collectively, that would basically give us enough to do a few things like the free zone, and then start working out some of the AI technology that we have, launch our main net, that sort of thing. So we're working on a deal for that that would give us the ability to give us that big, um, basically launch that we're looking for. The $100 GRP and the 1 cent GGT. Um, that launch that I think everybody is expecting now and that wants, and including myself. I'm definitely one of those people. So that everybody wants to see. So that's the goal right there. Is the this month, next month, latest. That's where we're looking at. With that. Okay. Let me see here. I had a couple buy transactions on the GRP buy site before it went down and had not been paid for. Can I still proceed with payment on those transactions, and will they be honored? Now, don't. No, I would do new transactions on the buy side if it was before it was shut down. Definitely new ones, for sure. Um, and of course, the next one is: are there going to be exchanges that U.S. buyers can use? Yes, there will. Um, Will I be able to move tokens from the buy site to my own cold storage wallets? Yes. Okay, so that's another thing I need to get into really, probably right off the bat. What we're needing to do is go through and we're going to be moving right before mainnet. We're going to be moving to a new chain. So this new chain, and the whole purpose of this is to literally get away from the hacked wallets that we have, to get away from the wallets that were, basically the people that had gotten the, their GRP and their GGT in definitely an unethical way, at the very least, to get away from those holders and to get into more of a purist set of holders for whenever we launch into the mainnet. So just to get it all perfectly ready for the number one mainnet, which is going to be right before the launch. So we're going to have mainnet. Um, well, it depends. The launch could be, we could have the launch before mainnet, and there's a reason for that because it might take a little while for the exchange to actually incorporate and add the blockchain itself. So we may launch on exchanges before we do the mainnet, but after the big announcement, with the free zone, that's the idea. That's kind of what we're pushing for. Or the AI technology side that we have, that also could be something that would definitely sustain a large use case. So we're pushing both. We're pushing all of the above as hard as we can. Yes. Okay. Just to go back, will I be able to move my tokens from the buy site to the cold storage wallets or to cold storage wallets? Absolutely. You'll be able to do that. Really within, this month. That's going to be something you'll be able to do. But we are going to move into a different chain, for sure. So will the total supply of GRP remain unchanged? Yes, that is definitely not planned on being touched. It's not planned to be touched. We know funding has been an issue. Can we assume that funding has been resolved? Well, right now we're in a great spot. That's why I'm here. We have a deal that should go through as early as this month that could pay for pretty much everything that we have on our roadmap, and that's what I'm here pushing, and definitely we have lined up for to close this month. So I'll keep you guys updated on it, but funding should be completely closed at this point. And like I said, we'll keep you guys updated on it as we go. By holding KNX, do we expect passive income, or we expected passive income through Knoxwire? Can GGT holders still expect to receive some of this, or will there be an option to forge or stake GGT? Would love to have passive income without touching my bag. Okay, so, all right, that's a great question. So I don't know. I don't know if everybody knows this, but KNX was the coin that we had used for Knoxwire. Knoxwire is a global remittance system that basically connected the financial institutions with other financial institutions, and a big part of this is, a big part of what KNX was being used for, or a big use case for it, it was being part of the system for Knoxwire and receiving some of the transaction fees for it. So GGT holders, so we're moving KNX to GGT, and GGT holders are moving to a new use case. And that use case, there's actually two use cases for GGT, and I'm not going to get into it really deep on this AMA just because we have so many more questions to go through. But GGT is the government, basically coin or token for Grape. So it runs the decentralized autonomous organization for Grape, number one. But it also runs the government system that we have for Grape, that goes and runs essentially like what would be a free zone, and that's what we're well, and also if we get any government clients, or when we get any government clients outside of our own need for a government system, it'll also run that. But that's another video. That's a long video, and I will definitely walk you guys through that. But we will be utilizing, once we get this free zone up, we will definitely will be using Noxwire. And yes, just fast answer, definitely GTT holders will get some passive income from Noxwire once we get it up and going again in that free zone. But and as well as some of the income and transaction fees from the government system, and from being utilized in that government system, that the DAO for Grape. So there's definitely a few ways that you'll be able to get some passive income with GDT, and those are just a few of those ways. Okay, then we have, let me see, is there a wallet I can send my GRP to? Yeah, I mean, pretty much every major wallet. There's Trust, Meta. I mean, pretty much every major wallet you'll be able to utilize for GRP. It really is open on that. We are looking at getting it into. I think it already is. I mean, I think you can pretty much add most tokens to most cold storage wallets, if I'm not mistaken. So let me see here. Oh, then there's another question that pertains to Bitmart resuming GRP. Bitmart will resume GRP whenever we relaunch. So we're actually working right now to establish the value that we're going to relaunch on exchanges with. If we just kept it going and kept it trading, we wouldn't be able to. I mean, it would be very difficult to go from like point A to point B without being able to have that stopping period, and that's what we're doing right now. We're basically stopping the transactions from moving until we launch. And like I said, we're hoping to do that this month. It may be next month at the worst case. That's kind of where we're at right now. But I mean, we're looking at doing. I mean, it's definitely, in my opinion, and honestly, the opinion of the entire team, it's extremely advantageous for those that are holding, because it gives us the opportunity to really reset the holders' minds, and on that valuation, and also get a new group of people under and involved in wanting it and needing it until then. So that'll be phenomenal. And then also obviously whenever we launch the coin itself on the market again after that announcement, there's a demand for it that is has unheard of, or really right now it's almost unfathomable. But it's a use case that we're able to push out there, and it'll be just something we can build around, and hold. It'll be a way that we can hold that $100 per coin, and a valuation, and then move up our valuation. Okay, guys, let's see what is next. Okay, so yeah, will relaunch happen after the sign of the treaty? Yes, it's an easy yes. And we'll have to relaunch it after that, in my opinion. There's also, and I'll go through that a little bit, but we also are working on the AI side as far as development. We could easily have enough. I mean, we held an almost $1,000 valuation per coin, whenever there really wasn't anything behind it. I mean, there was the test net. So I mean, I do believe we'll be fine no matter what, with our our relaunch. But in my opinion, I think it's really smart to just for us to get through, to get around the biggest and the best use cases that we possibly can, and that's what we're absolutely hardcore focus on right now is getting those use cases, like being basically generating games, apps, hard code with AI, and basically pairing that in creating what would be kind of a Web 4 infrastructure, where it would be kind of above just the Web 3. It definitely marries that Web 2 with the Web 3, um, and creates basically a Web 3, Web 4 to web, if that makes sense. Like a decentralized web. That's kind of what we're looking to do. So, um, okay, so going forward, hey, so explain version between. Let me see. Oh, okay, this is actually really good. Okay, so can you explain in a video how AI and proprietary tech in Grape is compared to other high tech blockchain platforms? That I'm going to leave this video at that. So from what I've seen, there's a lot of decent AI blockchain projects. I mean, there's definitely a fair share of them. I think what separates Grape, there's two things that separate Grape from any of them, and I'll just leave it. I'll leave this video at that. So basically, it is number one, the humongous transactional power the Grape has. So it's the 1,000 transactions per second per user node. So every single person that starts forging with their computer or staking with their computer can add 1,000 transactions per second. That's unheard of. It's absurd. It's insane. So that in of itself is that's way above, in my opinion, any other blockchain or post blockchain technology. Like just that in of itself. Secondly, on the AI side, so what we're trying to create is literally a decentralized web where you can create an application, a website, or a game and add it to this decentralized web instantly with just a few pieces of text. So a few sentences you can create. With a few sentences you can create games that literally could be like viral, absolutely crazy absurd games in sentences. And so a 12-year-old can add value to what will be this like continually growing web. I mean, you can create, with AI and with the ability to create graphics, and I mean, like to create a game from the ground up, like with graphics, with sound effects, with everything. Imagine like you could almost create an Apple store, an Apple App Store worth of games, worth of apps in an extremely short amount of time. That's our vision. But to do that in a very decentralized way, to promote transparency, to promote freedom, um, and really to do it in a way that is like untouched by anybody's political aversions, anybody's political beliefs, religious beliefs. Like it's basically something that people can just come together for a free exchange of ideas. That's the idea. And I think that the thing that makes Grape and the Web 4, really like this Web 4 decentralized web, absolutely crazy, and like what it's, how it's definitely set apart from any other project that I've seen. So there's the power, which is needed for creating a Web 4 decentralized web, and the AI technology to create content for it. So both of those things combined, I think that it really just